Hey guys, so I said I would start this video, and since I still have like 8 minutes, I thought I would start. So this is basically college edition, things you need to know. So one of the biggest things is orientation. So I mean, I'm a transfer student, so I've been through like now 2 orientations, which honestly don't bug me anymore. But as a first-time student, orientation is key because first of all, you will meet people that you'll become friends with for a while in college. I still keep in contact with my group leader. She is like literally, I ask her questions all the time about college and just about life in general. And let me tell you something, definitely follow your group leader on Instagram. It's one of the biggest things you'll ever want to do. Secondly, definitely make friends in your group because when I was at App State, when I went to orientation there, you literally spent the night. Now, I was not friends with my person that I slept in the like we spent 3 nights, let's just say that, and me and her did not get along at all. She was a prep, like completely, like she was a preppy prep, and I was not. I was trying to be a preppy prep, and I realize now that I probably should just try to be myself because clearly. Anyway, so yeah, but make friends at orientation because you will be friends with them for a while. Another thing about orientation is they give you a lot of information. I mean, it's during COVID right now, so we're doing it online, but, so you can't really make friends, I guess, but, they do give you a lot of information about the school in general and stuff that you will need to know. And also, I mean, it's not bad to get to know people. And sorry, drank some water and my life just, but anyway, but it is very important to go to orientation. And most of the time it's mandatory, so go to orientation. When I went to community college, I don't remember if there was an orientation. I don't think there was. I think they just sent me a link and said, here's registration. Have fun. Yeah, so I think community colleges are different depending on which one you go to, but mine, I don't believe we had an orientation per se. Like, it wasn't orientation, it was more like come into the school and we're gonna like advise you, but also give you like orientation. So I feel like that's a big thing, is making sure that you're going to things that they email you, and also make sure when you get that confirmation email, make sure that you're reading all of it, because normally they'll give you your next steps, or a day or 2 later you'll get a whole nother email about orientation and stuff like that, like orientation sign up and everything. Also, if you do get to pick your time, make sure that time works for you, because yesterday I was supposed to have an advising appointment at 10, but I had a migraine. So also take into account things that might happen. So if you're not normally a morning person or not really a night person, make sure you set your times for orientation, advising for you. That is key too. Like, please do, because if not, you'll end up missing it or something like that. And also make sure when they do send you emails about stuff, you read them pretty well. Like, you can skim through them, but if you see something highlighted or something that has like a link, make sure you read that part, because that part is probably important and you will need that later on in life, because that has happened to me before. Also, make sure you can get into your account and email. If you can't get into something, email them. Like, email anybody that you had and be like, hey, I have a problem. Do you think you can fix this? Because normally half the time they know who to call if they can't fix it for you. And they will help you fix it because they want you to succeed and they want you to like get into stuff. And I had to do that for this actually, for 2 of my things, because I just completely blanked. But definitely another thing, I mean, during quarantine we can't live on campus, but I wouldn't live on campus anyway. I'm almost 22. I don't want to live on campus with like an 18-year-old. And plus I only live like 30 minutes from the school, so I'm not really concerned about it. But if you do want to live in a dorm, and if they let you pick your dorm, please read up on all the dorms. Even if they don't let you pick them, read up on them. Go to their website, go to residence halls, and read what they're like, see what the inside is like, so you can get a mental picture of what you want in the room and what you think will fit in the room. Because I mean, I was lucky when I was at App State to get very nice dorm rooms. My first one was small because it was a suite. So I had 3 other girls in there, and I was with the RA. Like, I was literally, like, my room was here and my RA's room was right next door to mine. But the other rooms that I were in the hall, because we had to like go around and talk to everybody, they were still pretty small. So suites aren't that big. Everyone thinks suites are huge. Some suites are. My suite was not. It was probably a little bit bigger than my bathroom, which my bathroom's not that big. But it's not like tiny either. It was like in the middle, but it was long, and literally I had enough room that if I wanted to, 2 people could walk side by side until they got like to the bed. So just make sure you're looking at that stuff and also planning accordingly. Number 2 of dorm room decoration, know your roommate. Because let me tell you something, I had some friends who had roommates that were complete opposites of them, and they didn't talk about anything. They didn't talk about who was bringing a mini fridge, who was, if there was not a microwave and you could have one, who was bringing the microwave. And that ended up being a problem because they both had one, they both had a fridge, and they both had a microwave, and they could only have one. And that put a big damper in their relationship from the beginning because they could not work it out. So make sure you talk to your roommate about decor, who's going to bring what, and so on and so forth. Also, do not decor your room because they want to do it one way. If you don't want to do it that way, be like, hey, like, I get your point, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it my way, and that's fine too. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see what time it is because orientation. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things. Always communicate. Communication is key in college, and definitely if you're a first year student, it is most important. So give me 1 second. Going back to this email. There, I typed in the thing. It's great. But yeah, so I will be back to talk later about some more stuff. But for right now, that's pretty much it for the first couple. Also, make a list. Make a list of things you want to put in your dorm, things you want to take with you to dorm, and things that you don't. Because let me tell you something, I took way too much stuff. Way too much. And I really regretted it now, and I realized that. So only take stuff that you know you're going to use. Do not take stuff that you do not know if you're going to use. I used my mini fridge. Definitely get a mini fridge. It is one of the biggest things you'll ever love in your life. Is either you or your roommate needs to get a mini fridge and a microwave oven, or microwave, because that will be handy too. So I will come back on my first day of school on Monday and tell you some more about first day of classes. Good morning, guys, and welcome back. It is the first day of class. I thought it was Monday, but today's the 19th, so today's the first day of class. As you can see, I'm not wearing makeup today or anything. I didn't really feel like it. I am going to pull my hair back later, but that's about it. So the first day of class, one of the things you really want to know is get up early. So if you have an 8 a.m. class, I would say get up at 6 a.m. I know it's a struggle, but you always want to check your email and make sure there's nothing that you missed. And also, one of my classes even put up the discussion for Sunday. And so now that I know that, I already have the stuff up. And I'm going to read through them already and wait until my 11 o'clock class. But you always want to wake up early so that way you have time to do the reading of emails. Also, the day before and the night before, you want to check your email again to make sure that you have everything ready for the first day of class. So some professors do have you read stuff before coming to class. I know it's the first day of class, and most of the time they don't. Normally you'll just read a syllabus and then you'll be able to go home. But to be sure, always check your email. Check your email. Pretty much check your email every day when you're in college. I would say that's a big thing that a lot of people I know, and myself included, have realized over the years, is that you needed to be checking your email. Because that's one of the biggest ways professors will email you, and also things like Canvas, which I use, or whatever your school uses to do schoolwork, is linked to your pretty much email. So you'll get updates on that as well. Also, on the first day of class, they will give you books to get. I would suggest getting them that day. If you don't have the money to get them that day, tell your professor or email them and be like, hey, like, I'm having trouble getting the books. And most of the time they do have e-links that they can find, or they can help you find e-links. I personally like hard copies, so I always buy my books, but you don't necessarily have to. You don't have to buy your books. You can simply rent them or something like that. But personally, I like to write in mine, highlight, do pretty much everything I want in my books, so I like to buy them so that way I don't have to give them back. Another tip I would say, other than getting up early, is make sure you go to bed early. Get a lot of sleep, because that first day of class can be draining, especially if you're a freshman who has never been in college. That will stress you out, trust me. I didn't realize that. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning and had an 8 a.m. class. I was exhausted because I had 3 classes that day. Also, when scheduling, make sure that you are scheduling it to something you can do. So if you know that you're not going to be able to walk across campus in 15 minutes, do not schedule your classes 15 minutes apart, because you will not make it. If you know you can't make it, don't do it. It's not something that's worth trying to rush either. So if you're on a large campus, definitely give yourself time to get from one class to the other. That will help you a lot. Another thing is, if you don't drink coffee in the morning, you don't have to start. I'm not saying start drinking coffee in college, but definitely drink something with energy, because you will be going all day, and especially on the first day of class, you want to make an impression. So if you're the kid that's in the back sleeping, they're gonna think of you as the kid sleeping in the back. If you want to make and also what you wear on the first day. Do not be wearing first of all, do not wear school colors. They will think you the biggest like school nerd, and they'll expect so much from you. Wear something that's comfortable, but don't wear like sweatpants and a t-shirt. That's like later. Wear that after like 2 weeks of class. Wear like leggings or jeans and like a nice shirt, but like a nicer shirt. You want to make an impression on the teacher. When they call roll, you want to not say here, you want to be like present, because definitely in college it's different. They want you to be more professional, and if you show professionalism, they'll treat you different than if you are unprofessional. If they say your name wrong, it is okay to correct them. I have a Russian spelling name. It's Kira, but a lot of people say Kyra, and I correct them because I know that I don't want to be called Kyra the whole year, and also, but sometimes the teachers will ask, they'll be like, I don't know how to say this name, and they'll say your last name if they can say it. If they can't, they'll try to pronounce your name best they can. And so basically know how people have pronounced your name in the past and try to know like that might be your name, so also at the same time you're not counted absent. Another big thing is do not be late on your first day. Do not. It is a big no-no. They will remember, like I said, impressions are everything, so don't be late. Try to get there at least 10 minutes early on your first day. No more than 10, because if you're sitting there when the professor comes up, he's going to look at you and be like, why are you standing at my door? And that's like for the rest of the year too. Another big thing that I learned my freshman year was make sure that you are trying to think of the word. Make sure that you are reading up on the stuff they tell you to. So I know that's like nor here nor there, but the way you read the syllabus, if you read the syllabus after they've read it in class, go back and read it again, because half the time they skim through it and there's a lot of stuff that they miss. They try not to, but there are some stuff that sometimes they will miss, and that will be a big bummer. So for your first day of class, just remember that everyone's new at this, especially if you're a freshman. None of you have been in college before. If you're a transfer student, it's still a new experience for you because you've never, probably been to a university at this point. You've probably gone from community college, so you're still quite young. You're probably 20, 21 at that point. If you're just, if you got out of high school, went to community college. So I would say also just keep your mind open. Everyone has different teaching styles. This one that I'm working on now, she has a complete worksheet on it. It says how to read history, because I'm a history major. And she put this up here because she said this person wrote this on how effective ways to read history. And I was Surprised, because I didn't think there was an actual way to read history. It's just you learn history. But no, there's an actual way to learn it. So make sure that you're reading up on the materials that even they say they're not like you don't have to read them, but they're like they're extra materials, read them. If there's an extra material, read it, because trust me, they put that there for a reason, and they know that people aren't going to do them. She also has videos out there, and it says that you don't have to read them. If it ever says you do not have to do this, do it anyway, because you're either going to get extra credit for it in the end of the year, or it's going to help you get better grades throughout the year. Another thing, use campus resources, writing centers, speech centers, essay centers, anything possible that they can give you, use it. If you're having trouble with something, go to the writing center. They'll help you. That's what they're there for. So what I'm basically reiterating is make sure that you know your campus before you start your first day. If not, you're going to end up failing, or you're going to end up being all over the place, and you're not going to know how to get work done and stuff like that. So welcome to the first day. Some people have already been in school. If you haven't and you're just watching this, congratulations, you're in college. It's gonna suck, but that's okay. You gotta embrace it, embrace the suck, as people say, and get through this, because all in the end, you'll have a degree and you'll be able to get a wonderful job and work very hard into making good money. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe below.